welcome to LiveTutelage. In this session, we'll be discussing of Java statements. So there are different types of statements in Java. So the first is the if condition, or we can even say the conditional statements. We call these statements as conditional statements, or we even call these statements as decision making statements. Okay, so there are three types of conditional statements. Number one is only the if statement, the second is if else statement, and the third is switch statement. The syntax for the if statement is if, you will have to write the condition within brackets and write some set of statements and end it. So for beginning and ending of the if statements, you have to use the flower brackets. Now the syntax or the example is if x greater than 0, if the x is greater than 0, then print it is a positive number. So this is the statement if. Here we are just using only the if condition. Now coming to the second, which will have if and else, right? So the syntax is if condition within bracket and the set of statements else. If the condition fails, else we can use and we can display the set of statements. So here if x is greater than 0, print it as a positive number. If it is not greater than 0, if the condition fails, it goes to the else part and displays it is a negative number. Now coming to the third conditional statement, which is a switch. Switch is nothing but if you are having a multiple choices, multiple conditions. See, for example, here I have only true or false, right? True or false. So in that case, I can either use if or I can either use if else. But if I have a kind of multiple, so for example, if the condition success, I have choice 1, I have choice 2, I have choice 3, like this. I have a number of options based on my condition. If the options is more than 2, then I can go for the switch case by writing the cases. So here I am just passing a parameter which is choice here, and if this is choice is a numeric value and if the choice is number 1, so this particular statement will execute and it breaks and it comes out of the switch loop. If the choice is number 2, it comes and it executes the second set of statements and it breaks and comes out of the switch condition. If both are false, if both conditions are false, then it goes to the default case and displays the statement and finally it comes out of the switch case. Now this is a simple example. So switch choice, if it is a case 1, do addition, break it. So if it is case 2, do subtraction, break it. If it is a default, it is an invalid choice. Okay. Now this is a simple example for our Java statements. Now we will see how we will run these with a kind of example in our Eclipse. Now this is our Eclipse and this is our class which we have created already from our previous session. Okay, now here first I am going to write the if condition. So for that first I am just declaring integer x value which is equal to number 10. So every statement should end with semicolon. And here what I am going to discuss, just I am putting in comments, we are going to discuss about different kind of statements types. Okay, now here integer x is 10 I have declared. Now I am coming for the first case which is if statement. So for the if statement, the syntax is if bracket open x greater than 0, which is a condition. If this condition is true, then I am going to display system.out.println. What we are going to display? Positive number, right? Which is positive number, x is positive number. Okay. Now end with a semicolon. Now my if statement is finished. Now just go and save it and just right click and run as Java application. Here in the console you can find, see, x is a positive number. Why? Because x is number 10 and the condition satisfies. Now for example, if we say x less than 0, and here we display it as a negative number, right? And we will take x as minus 10. Now just save this and you just run as a Java application. Now see here in the console, x is a negative number. So this is about using of a single if statement. Now coming to the else part. Now here I am going to add else statement. Now how we will add it? So if this condition satisfies, print this else. So else I am going to display, I am just copying and I am just pasting it, and my x is a positive number, right? X is positive number. So if my condition x less than 0 is true, then x is a negative number, else if it fails, it is a positive number, right? Now I just will save this. Now run as a Java application. So now here it displays x is a negative number. Why? Because x is minus 10 is a negative number. My if condition is true. Now for example, I am just taking off the minus. We will check what statement it displays. Save it and run as Java application. Now see here, x is a positive number. So the first it executes, if the condition starts, your controller will check this condition x less than 0, which is true or false. Which is false, so it jumps from if statement and go to the else statement and displays whatever you have written in the else part. Whatever you have written in the else part will be displayed. This is about if and if else. Now we'll come for the switch statement. Okay, we'll come for the switch statement. So I'm just putting everything in comment. Right. Now we'll come for the switch case. We'll write the switch case. I'm just writing switch case. Okay. Now for the switch case, so you have, I'll declare variables again. So I have integer x, which is equal to 10, and I have integer y, which is equal to 15, and I have integer z, which is my result. Now I have to declare one more variable, which is my choice, right? Now I am just writing my switch case syntax, so which is switch within bracket choice, right? Choice, and just open with open brace and end with an end brace. Now you write all the cases here. The first is case 1. For the case 1, what I am doing is z is equal to, I am adding my two variables, and system dot out dot println the value of z we have displayed. Okay, the value of z, and concatenate it, right? Now you have to use break. Now for the case 2, which is case 2, I'm just copying the entire thing. Just I'm going to change it only the operation which is minus instead of plus. Now for the case 3 is, what is our case 3? Which is default case, which is our invalid option, right? So I'm just giving right. Option is invalid. Right. Now this is my switch case. Now here, if you observe here, the choice we have paused, we have not entered any value for the choice. For example, if I have assigned the value 1 to the choice, what happens we will see. Now just save it and run as Java application. We are getting an error. So where the error is coming. So this should be an open brace and it should end with a closed brace. And this also should open brace and closed brace. Okay. Now just save this and run as Java application. So you are having again an error. Just check out what is the error. So java.log error. That means there is an closed brace is missing. So if you observe the braces, it is very important. So this is a open brace for my class and this is the open brace for my main, right? And this is the open brace for my switch case. So there should be 3 closed braces. This is one for switch, this is for my main class, and here you are having this is for the class, and this is the extra base we are having. So just delete it and save it and just run as your Java application. Now here if you observe in the console, you can find the value is, see the value of Z is 25. How we got the value as 25? Because I have passed the choice as 1. Because the choice 1 is x plus 5, 10 plus 15, it is displaying Z value as 25. See the value of Z is 25. Okay. Now if I am going to pass case 2, if I am going to pass the value 2, what happens? Just save this and run as the Java application. Here the value of Z is minus 5. Why? Because it is directly jumping to the case 2, because I am passing choice as 2, directly coming to the case 2 and executing this statement. Now for example, if I give some 3, choice 3. So what happens if I give choice 3? Run this, say okay. See, it says invalid choice. So if I have passed 3, it is not coming to 1, not coming to 2, and it is going to the default. Okay. So if we are having a multiple cases, which is very easy for understanding and it is a user friendly, that is why we choose the switch cases. If you have multi or nested if statements, we can go for switch case. So this is all about our different statements in our Java. Thank you.